A mission trip to Haiti takes a terrifying turn. Authorities say a group of 17 volunteers from Ohio, including at least 5 children, were kidnapped by a gang. It happened over the weekend after they left an orphanage near Port-au-Prince. One woman says she spoke with the family of one of the missionaries taken hostage.
It's heartbreaking, and but I guess there's just so much hope in that we're going to pray. And I think our hope so much is that even if they don't survive, even if the worst happens and their life is taken through this, that we have the hope. So just being faithful.
Well, it has been a chaotic scene in Haiti ever since the president was assassinated in July. Then a powerful earthquake struck in August, sending the country into economic and political turmoil. And now some experts believe they are in the midst of a kidnapping crisis. The group behind this latest abduction responsible for 80% of kidnappings in Haiti. That's according to the Center for Analysis and Research in Human Rights. Recent data also showing that in the first quarter of this year alone, kidnappings for ransom were up 150% from the same time period last year. James Pierre is an award-winning journalist with nearly 20 years experience in Haitian radio and TV. He joins us live tonight. James, thank you so much for being here. Now, do you have any update on where these missionaries could be and maybe what's the latest on them?
Yes, the latest that we have right now before we go on air, I spoke with a high-ranking member of the National Police, letting us know that they have really little access to get inside of the base in Kwadebuke, where possibly the Katsamaozo gang members are holding the 17 missionaries in hostage. What we are also learning, they make contact with some family members of the missionary group. They are also talking to people in Haiti. They are asking, wait for the number, $17 million US dollars for them to release the hostages. And you can tell how difficult it is. And I also asked the high-ranking member of the National Police, why that high number? And words are in the street of Port-au-Prince that the Katsamaozo want to at least in ransom money to make $100 million before the end of the year. So they are in the mission of kidnapping people and literally get the ransom higher and higher. That's the latest that we have for now in terms of the ransom of how it's going on the ground of Haiti.
Yeah, my goodness, 17 million. Now, I know you mentioned the name of the gang there. What do authorities know about the gang being blamed for these kidnappings?
This is one of the very powerful gang members in that area, Katsamaozo. And also, this is a group that is extremely difficult to negotiate with. A few months ago, they kidnapped other religious members. They received money in order for them to release the members. After nearly 30 days holding them in hostage, we also know they are very dangerous in terms of holding anybody that's going around Kwadebuke or the north side of Port-au-Prince, Titanien, buses going around. They also hold them hostage and ask them for money before they're being released. They have heavily armed in their possessions as well. We know that they call them no law, no prayers, meaning they operating at their own and they don't respond to anybody.
And you mentioned just a little bit ago that they want to make $100 million in ransom money. We know kidnappings, unfortunately, are common in Haiti. You just mentioned that, Haitians of all socioeconomic levels are at risk. But are American missionaries usually a target?
Well, they were not until 3 months ago when we know the Katsamaozo kidnapped one American in the group of 4 or 5 priests that they kidnapped at that time. Just to give you an inside information of how it operated in Haiti behind the scenes, here in the United States, we have what we call the hostage cell. It's a task force by FBI agents with also members of the Department of Justice and other intelligence agency gathering together to, that's why we have the FBI on the ground of Haiti right now, to work with the local authorities to find a way to have the hostages released as soon as possible, safe. We know that the United States never negotiate with kidnappers in terms of money. But in the past, we also know in Haiti what happened is family members or businesses or churches, they also give money to have their persons released if they're being kidnapped in Haiti. And that is what's going on right now on the ground. We have FBI on the ground talking to family members, talking to other people at the ministry to find a way to have these hostages being released as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And James, before we let you go here, we were taking a look at some video on the ground there, and, sadly, gangs have plagued Port-au-Prince for at least the last 2 decades. They've gained even more control recently. Can you just tell us before you go about the situation there now?
It's chaotic on the ground, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because before the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in July, it's almost like he prevented that will happen when he sent a clear message to the opposition saying, if you let me go before my term, who's going to take control of Haiti? And we are seeing, a surge of kidnapping going right now in Haiti, more than 600 cases of kidnapping since January till now in Haiti. And we know that many, many areas of Haiti are operating right now, especially in the capital, by gang members. It's very, very difficult to circulate in the capital, especially if you're using any vehicle to go around. You have to negotiate with different gang members from almost different areas if you need to go by your way.
We certainly hope those missionaries are found. We hope things improve there in Haiti, James. We hope that you stay safe, and thank you so much for your reporting tonight.
Thank you.